Habarigani, Mainduga, Nadada, all of my ancestors, those from the past and those yet to be born in the future. No, that was not a mistake I made. I know precisely what I'm talking about. The ancestors of the past and the ancestors of the future. Listen, my brothers and sisters, I would like to just take a moment or two of your time to see how closely we relate to certain positions I take and typed not based on whim, but through my intellectually capabilities of being able to think critically and conclude in the logical plane. Now listen, my brothers and sisters, we have to understand certain things that are glossed over for us when they are reiterating our history. We have to tell our own history. So listen, my brothers and sisters, I just want to bring this message to you, and hopefully it will prove a positive force in your life and will perhaps encourage you to do more studying, formalizing ideas, and taking action. Listen, my brothers and sisters, no one has ever in recorded history gone through a holocaust of the magnitude that we have gone through in this life. Now, this is not a diatribe on we suffered more than you or we lost more than you. This is just some information based on historical facts. See, we got to start with the truth if we want to end up with the truth. Listen, my brothers and sisters, we got to understand how we moved and the steps they took to bring us into chattel enslavement. We got to understand the process we went through, the pain, the deaths, the magnitude of those deaths that were inflicted upon us. Listen now, let me talk to you for just a few minutes. There were three main steps. The first step was our captivity from wars and sold to caravans who were moving through the bush and through the deserts, transporting our people into another people, transporting them to foreign places to serve as slaves for other people. Listen, my brothers and sisters, the first step in this was the movement of the caravans towards the ships or the forts on the coast of Mother Africa, Cape Castle, and quite a few other slave dungeons is what they really were. They called them castles, where they held our ancestors until they were ready to remove them and take them above ship and send them across the oceans, which is the Middle Passage. Then, my brothers and sisters, after this, they departed the ships. They were taken to the auction blocks and sold like animals for various prices, depending on what the potential owner saw within them and considered their worth. Then began their chattel enslavement. Enslavement of a thing, not a person. But I just want to speak to tonight, on the first step, which is the movement of the people from their villages via caravans and treks through the bush and across the deserts and the plains, from deep within the interior of Africa to those towns and places where it took care and place near the coast. So my brothers and sisters, sometimes it took weeks to get to the coastlines where the ships were. So during these treks, millions of our ancestors became infected with various diseases. They died from hunger and thirst, other sicknesses. It was a tough time. But their main function in the treks, caravans, or whatever, was to keep pace with the others so that they could get to the coast. And more of them would survive than died on the treks. Listen, my brothers and sisters, when one of your ancestors, while being marched to the coast in those treks, became sick, couldn't keep up, or gave birth to a child, they were left by the side of the road to die. Brothers and sisters, we lost millions and millions of our ancestors on these treks. Not counting the tens of millions we lost during the middle passages. How many the masters threw over, how many jumped over. Whatever the case might have been in the facilitation of them ending up in the ocean. Millions we lost. It has been speculated, conjectured, and also studied deeply and concluded that we lost up to 200 million people during what is called the Atlantic slave trade. Nobody's ever lost this many people, and I hope no one ever loses this many again. But my brothers and sisters, I'm just relaying this information to you so you can wake up and come to a realization of why some things are still pressing on us today, our psyche, our spirituality, our everything, our ideology, our attitudes. You see, my brothers and sisters, we're not a finished product yet. We're still becoming and growing. What we are today is the results of every encounter we've had in our past, the good and the bad, the peaceful and the warlike. So my brothers and sisters, let's get a handle on things. Please. Please. Because you never know when this game is going to be up. I may not be here when it ends, but I can go away more happy now, more hopeful now, knowing that it shall happen one day in the lives of my descendants and my ancestors. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you do, Once again, y'all, peace and hotep to you, my Nduga, and my beautiful Dada Hotep.